actually analyze a candlestick pattern. For that, there are certain types of candlesticks which we will be discussing about. And basically, you can divide these candlesticks in two parts: the bullish candlesticks and the bearish candlestick patterns. So first of all, we will be discussing about bullish candlesticks. What do these bullish candlesticks show you? They show you that now the bear run, the downtrend has ended, and now it's time for bulls that they have entered in the market, and now you can see a bull run in the particular stock. Uh, First of all, allow me to share my screen, and guys, please let me know whether my screen is visible and am I clearly audible.
Yes, sir. Both the things are audible. You are audible, and the screen is visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, okay, so this is a bull run, and if a candlestick pattern is formed, then you can see that now the bull run has ended and stock may go down. So this is what we will be learning about. So the very first candlestick pattern which we will be talking about is a single candlestick pattern, which is a bullish engulfing candlestick. For this, we have an example on Axis Bank daily chart. Let me quickly get to that place. Okay, so now here you can see that the stock was in an uptrend, but now it has started consolidating. You can see a lower high is made, and similarly a lower low is also made. So we can say that now this stock was run by bears. You can see a very long red candlesticks, and the candlesticks are like whatever the candlesticks are over here are only red. Majority of them are in red color, but from here you can see that it is in a downward trend. A red candle is formed, but at the very next day a green candle is formed, which is of such a huge size that it has almost covered the previous red candle. Now this green candle will be known as a bullish engulfing candlestick. If this happens on a downward trend where a red candle is formed, the immediate next green candle is of such a huge size that it completely covers the previous red candle. Then it is known as a bullish engulfing candlestick. And now you can see what has happened to the stock. It has started gaining momentum, and it went up, and now till now it is in like in an upward trend. So it is giving you returns till now as well. Are you all with me till now? We will have more examples of it to make it more clearer. Like,
Yes, sir.
yeah, see, the stock is somewhat not in a in any direction right now. It was going up, it went down, and now what you can see is, see, you are an intraday trader while you are analyzing charts. Okay, either intraday traders or you are particularly taking calls for upcoming few days only. The stock is going down, a red candle is formed, followed by a big green candle. See, the size of this candle is so big that it has completely covered the previous red candle. Now this is a very good example of a bullish engulfing candlestick, and see what the stock has done for the next few days. It has gone up up and up. If I'll calculate the profit that you could have made during this period, uh, let me tell you. Roughly a 4% return you can see over here in just 3 trading sessions, or I must say in just 3 successive days, a return of 4%. This is something why technical analysis is really powerful. Are you all with me till now? Uh, See, the characteristics are: the stock must be in a downtrend, a red candle, followed by a very big green candle. The green candle should be such height that it completely covers the previous red candle, and this is known as a bullish engulfing candle. And for the for upcoming sessions, you can assume that the stock will go up. Have you already taken? Please reply. Are you all with me?
Sir, your voice is a bit lagging.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so are you all with me till now? Like, were you able to listen what I was trying to tell you? A downtrend, a red candle, followed by a very big green candle. The size of the candle should be such that it completely covers the previous candle. And for the next upcoming sessions, you can see that the stock will go up. Did you all get this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Let me give you another example of it. Uh, this is Axis Bank only daily chart, and it's of 28th January 2013. See, over here you can see a red candle followed by a green candle. The size of the green candle is very big, and for the next upcoming sessions you can see this. The stock has gone upward only. And if you see what could have been your profit, you could have made a profit of around 7% in upcoming 4 days.
Hello,
To
sir.
keep it on, yeah.
So there is another bullish candle just before, like some candles before. There also the bullish candle has been there, engulfing candle, but it didn't last for more than 2 days. Why is it so?
Where could you please tell me?
Just 3 candles before your pointer.
Over here.
Bit more, yeah. On 14th, yeah, 14th.
On 14th. This one, like you are talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this one.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it? Because the trend is not in a downward. Here you, like, also the size of red candle. If you let me zoom in into, uh, does the green candle cover the whole red candle? I don't think it has covered it. The shadow part is still bigger than this. It should completely engulf the previous candle. You can see if the red candle has a shadow till this, a green candle has a bigger shadow. The red candle ends up here, but the green candle is way bigger, and that is why you can see a trend. Green candle, this portion is left to be covered. and that is why you won't get a better call.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Actually, your voice is like breaking. Could you please tell it again?
Uh, Give me a minute, please.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope now my voice is clear.
Yeah, much more better, sir.
Yeah, okay. This green candle has ended somewhat this level. This red portion is like still not covered. That is why you won't be seeing a much a much upward increase in the price. Yes, the red candle has completed
Sir,
over here only. Red
sir,
candle
again, it is breaking, sir.
uh, my voice again breaking.
Yeah, exactly. It's breaking
Yes,
again.
Okay. Give me a minute. I will rejoin again. All the inconvenience. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience caused. I hope my screen is visible and my voice is clear.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, so this is what I was trying to tell you. If you will see, the green candle is completed till this point only, but some portion of red candle has not been covered. That is why it is not a perfect example. Whereas if you will see over here, the green candle is of this size. You can see that the red candle is within this zone and the green candle has completely covered the previous red candle. That is why there is a very good upwardness in the stock.
So, sir, is it sure that the green candle covers the whole red candle? Then the stock will be bullish for some days.
Yeah, yes, you can think of it as a parameter. Since we are working on technical analysis, and in yesterday's session also, I told you that there are certain other parameters also that you should keep in mind before finalizing your call on a particular script. This is one of the parameter that gives you a call. Yes, tomorrow or in coming days the stock might go up. You have to look for MACD as well, RSI, what are the volumes because of which this has went up. So all things are certainly a part of your analysis, and after you get a good call from the other indicators, you can go and buy this stock. For every one of you, I want to give you a suggestion. Please don't take all if a particular type of candlestick pattern is forming as a sole decision or sole parameter of making a decision to enter in the market, because it might happen that your MACD was not giving you a call for this stock and tomorrow it might go down, but the chances of those things happening is pretty much less. See, the up downward trend is also not so strong. So this should not be a perfect example for just like this candlestick is forming, you should enter the market. You should look for other indicators as well. This is certainly for you to know like what a bullish engulfing candlestick actually is and what is the power of it. Just an example, okay? Don't worry, like we will be talking about MACD, RSI, exponential moving averages as well in our upcoming session. So today just we are looking like what actually a candlestick pattern is and what can be the power of a particular candlestick pattern. I hope I am pretty much
Okay,
clear.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. The next pattern, before moving on to the next pattern, I would like to tell you, like, please mention this thing in your, if you are having a copy and pen, please mention that stock must be in a downtrend. A red candle should be completely engulfed by a green candle. Then only it will be known as a bullish engulfing candlestick. Now moving on to the another candlestick pattern. This is a 3 candlestick pattern because now you will have to analyze 3 particular candlesticks. How we will be analyzing it? First of all, let me tell you what this pattern is known as. This is a morning star. A perfect example of morning star is again over here. In Axis Bank 30-day chart. 30-minute chart. And the time frame should be 2021 24th 19th. Okay. Yeah, I hope you all can see that the stock is going down. It's falling down and it is making a lower highs and lower lows. So this is a perfect example of a downtrend. Okay, so by this what we can mean is that the bears were trying to have a control over this script, but now what has happened is a a red candle followed by another red candle and then a green candle. What is the benefit of this? Like what is in this candle is the we have nothing to do with this red candle, but it should be a red candle over here. The next candle should be a doji candle. What do I mean by a doji is the open, high, low, close should be somewhat like this. Your say your opening price, your closing price should be pretty much close to each other, whereas there should be a long say lower body or lower wick of your candlestick. Over here you can see that open and close are pretty much close to each other. Open and open and close are pretty much close to each other, and this is low, like the lower body or the lower shadow of the candlestick is big. This is known as a doji candle. Although this is not a very convincing doji, but it is a doji candle followed by a green candle. Now this pattern will be known as a morning star. Again, I'm telling you, it should be a downtrend, a red candle followed by a red colored doji candle, and then a green candle. This is known as a morning star. And after this, ideally, if this candle has covered your this candle portion, like if it has gone above this level, or say above this level also, then you can make a buy position on the very next day. Or many a times what people do is they wait for another candle to form, and if this candle is also green, they will make a buy position in the market. I think that this has gone too much, so I will again repeat. Say if a doji candle and this candle has formed, you don't know what will happen in upcoming days. You just know about this situation. Now, what you can do is either make a buy position right now. Why I am telling you to make a buy position right now is, see, the this red candle has this much of level. If the green candle is above this level also, then you can enter this trade. Otherwise, you can also wait for the next day and a candlestick to form. If this candle is a green candle, then you can make a buy position in the market and see what has happened the very next day and till this day also. Again, like there are other indicators as well, which you should keep in mind, but this is the power of this candlestick. The more the downward trend is, the higher it is expected to go up. Are you all with me till now?
Yes, sir.
What about others? Like, I want more confirmations from you people. I don't want one or two people telling me that yes, they got it, because there might be some people who don't even know anything about technicals, and there are certain people who are sitting just for like having a better view on things.
Sir, so you just by heart these like what we say patterns?
Sorry.
You by heart these patterns, or is there anything which you do this, because there are many
No,
other
like
patterns, right? How do you get to know this is the pattern? Because it might confuse you.
yeah, that is why I told you people to have your register and pen with you. See, this is a downward trend right now. Over here, you have a doji candle followed by a green candle. And here you can say that this is a morning star. And after this, the like particular stock will go up. For like other things, you might be telling me that this is a bullish engulfing candlestick, but again some part of the red candle is left to be covered by this candle. So this is not an example of bullish engulfing. And after it, I don't think there is any other like pattern forming, or like yes, you can no, no other pattern is forming as of now. If you believe any pattern is forming, you can tell me.
Sir, just a few candles before your pointer, there is a bullish candle.
uh, you are talking about this candle
No, no, before this. Uh,
uh,
Four more candles before.
over here or
A bit,
here,
yeah, just before this. Sir.
this candle.
Yeah, exactly.
So you, like I already told you, this is not a bullish engulfing candlestick. Let me tell you why. The candle has ended up over here only, and some part is still left. So this is not a very perfect call for me to enter into the market for making a buy position. You have to be really like you should have a very good concentration, since like I am working on it, so I can see that some part is still left to be covered. So that is why this is not a bullish engulfing candlestick, sir.
Okay, sir, got it.
If anyone else also have some doubt, please make sure that you tell me right now only, because that will help you guys as well to know things better. I really appreciate your efforts, sir, that you are taking some interest and looking at what other candlestick patterns are also forming. You are just not looking over here only. So yeah,
So are there some cases when these like things fail?
Uh, sir, when you are doing technical analysis, no matter how good you are in analysis, there might be some chances that your recommendation may go wrong, your analysis may go wrong. If you keep many things in mind, like very like we will be discussing few things only, because if you will keep a list of things like MACD should be good, RSI should be good, volume should be good, Bollinger Band should give me a call, pivot point should give me a call, Fibonacci should give me a call. If you will make a big list, over analysis will lead to paralysis. So we'll just go with 5 indicators only. That gives you a probability that yes, out of 10 trades, at least 7 to 8 will be a very successful trade for you. And yes, when your luck is not with
Okay.
you,
Because
there
I've
are
heard from many people that in trading, when you get profits, but there are chances when you get losses, all the profits get wiped out. So I was just asking to you, like, what is your experience till now?
Yeah, yes. For that, we study like about risk management as well, and there are various other things like what should be your portfolio. Even if you are doing intraday trading, people follow their own principles, and it is completely up to their risk capacity that they take calls. Uh, if you will keep these things in mind, whatever I'm telling you in today's session or in upcoming sessions, I am pretty much sure that out of 10 trades, your 7 to 8 trades will be successful. Uh, if you are watching our WhatsApp group as well, we are giving regular recommendations, and uh, till now only one or two has gone wrong. Either some calls were not up to the mark, like we created a buy range of this level, but the stock opened at this level, so there was no trade happened, and there was no profit or loss, or even either you have made profits only till now. So this is something which is a power of technical analysis. The only thing you require is 5 to 6 indicators that we will be discussing, and your full concentration on charts. Please keep your emotions away and be practical while you are analyzing stocks. I hope I'm pretty much clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will take the last example for like morning star, and then we will move on to the another candlestick pattern. Where do we have morning star? Okay, so for the time being, just this is just an example. Forget whatever the trend before is. I had this example for you all. See, a red candle is formed. Again, a red candle where the lower wick or the lower shadow is very much bigger than the actual body. Or you can take an example over here as well. See, the trend is downward right now. A red candle is formed, followed by another red candle where the lower body or the lower the lower shadow is at least bigger than the body of the candle, followed by a green candle, and then see what your analysis have done for you. This is a perfect example of Morningstar. Why this is not an example of Morningstar? Because the very next candle is not a green candle. This is a doji as well. You can term it as a doji as well. But the next candle is not green, so we have to wait for another trading session to happen. And here is a very good example. The trend was in downward, a red candle followed by a red doji type candle, then a green candle. Now it is a very perfect example that you should enter in the market. Why you should enter? Again, see, this is the level after which you can enter the market, or wait for another, like the another candle to form. See, this is a 1 hour chart, so it might happen that you get a call of red color over here, but as per my analysis, I could have even entered the market at this level only. In the very next hour, it might happen that yes, my stock went down, but see, in another 2 sessions what have happened. Just taking an example that I entered at somewhat this level and exited at somewhat this level. I'm not taking that, just leave it, okay. I'm not taking that portion, but I'm sorry. If we will talk about the returns we have got, it's 1.5% of return in how much time? Just 1, 2, 3 hours. In just 3 hours, you got a return of 1.5%. Just because you were able to analyze that yes, the stock is in a downtrend, a doji has been formed, and now a green candle has formed, and this the power of the green candle is pretty much high. So you can go along with this stock for say 3 to 4 trading sessions or 3 to 4 hours, because since it is 1 hour chart, 3 to 4 trading sessions means 3 to 4 hours, and you can see the returns. I hope I am pretty much clear and you all are with me till now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now again I am repeating, it should be a downtrend followed by a red candle, then again a red doji candle, then a green candle. Please make sure it should be a red doji candle, then a green candle. If it would have been a green doji candle, then this is known as a hammer. We will be discussing this now. What actually a hammer is. For this, we will have an example of Axis Bank, only 1 hour chart, and it's 0614, a very recent one. It went down over here. See, this is a kind of a doji as well. See, the trend is downward right now. This can be termed as a morning star as well. If you will see a red candle followed by a very convincing red doji, followed by a green candle, and then confirmatory calls and all these things. And also this can be termed as this candle can be termed as a hammer candle. Another example of it to make it more clear for you all, 2021-02-28. This is a downtrend. Let me change the time frame to 15 minutes chart. Okay, guys. See, this is a 15-minute chart of Axis Bank. The stock is in a downward trend. What do I mean by 15-minute chart is after every 15 minutes, a new candlestick will form. You can see that this is a candlestick which formed at 9:15, the another one at 9:30, 9:45, 10, 10:15, 10:30, then 10:45 and all these things. So this is a 15-minute chart of Axis Bank. The stock is in a downward trend. Now a green doji has formed. This green doji is known as a hammer. What do this represent? See, if we look at this point, what has happened is since the stock was in a downtrend, the bears again tried that they should try and they should went to this level. They even went to 766, but now the bulls took the charge and they entered the market, took the value to this level, to 768 levels. From 766 to 768, they have taken the stock back. And now this signifies how strong the bulls were in the market. Since the very next candle is not a a green candle, this is not a call for me to enter the market and make my buy position. But if you'll see over here, let me zoom in a bit. The stock over here is in a downward trend. It's going down. It tried to reach to a new point, but now again a green candle has formed. A green doji has formed. See the next level. It is a green doji again. And now it is a confirmatory call for me that I should enter a buy position. Enter in the market with a buy position. Why? Because a red candle followed by a green doji candle and then a green candle. Now this pattern will be known as a hammer pattern. And this signifies that now it is high time for me to enter the market. And if I would have entered the market, this is the profit I would have made on that particular day only. Are you all with me? It should be a downtrend, a red candle followed by a green doji candle and then a green candle. This is known as a hammer. If this would have been a red doji candle followed by a green candle, this would have been an example of a morning star. Are you all getting me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So see over here, the lower body is greater. That is why this is known as a hammer. A doji with a lower body, a lower shadow is high is known as a hammer. Whereas if this lower if the upper shadow or upper tail of this candle would have been a greater one, then this would have been known as an inverted hammer. Taking an example of inverted hammer, we have Axis Bank 30-minute chart, and we'll quickly move on to 2021 0630. See what has happened over here is the stock is in a downtrend right now. It has gone down, gone down, gone down. Now this candle has formed. This candle where the upper tail of the candle is way bigger than the real body of the candle. This is known as an inverted hammer. And from here you can see that the bulls have made some profits, have taken the stock to some another level. After that, there is another pattern that formed and it went down. But they have
So
already.
the inverted hammer, does it shows bullish or bearish trend?
Actually, this is a bearish candle only because the open and close was in the 40% lower of the body. But this certainly shows some power. And if it would have been a red candle, then also it would be a very good a very good example for an inverted hammer, because that shows that yes, the bulls were taking charge, but the bears took them down. And this is also displayed over here. The bulls took a very good charge, but again the bears kicked in, and they again took the took the price very low. But the next candle over here is a green candle that has some power with it. So you can think it of as it is an inverted hammer formed. The bulls have a power with them, so you can enter into a buy position followed by your other indicators, and you could see that the stock has gone up. To make things more clear, we'll take another example where the same thing happened. The stock is in a downtrend right now. Now a perfect inverted hammer has formed. This gives me a confirmatory call. Over here, this is an anticipatory call only. That yes, I can make a position, but I won't make a position until and unless I get another green candle. Another green candle has formed. Now it is a confirmatory call for me to enter the stock. If I would have placed an order at this level, or say this level as well, the very next day the stock would have given me a very decent return. And although, like, if you would have exited at this level also, and you would have entered the market at this level because of say AMOs and all these things, give me a minute. Is this happening? A very decent return of 1% you could have earned easily without any problem. I haven't taken this much of level over here and haven't gone beyond this as well. So you can imagine that yes, a 1% return in a very few trading sessions only, say 3 to 4 hours, 3 hours only maximum, and a 1% return. This is the power of technical analysis. The trend should be a downward trend, a red candle followed by a green doji candle where the upper tail is high and they almost double or greater than double of the real body of the candle, followed by a green candle. This is a very good example and a very good indicator that I should enter the market. Again telling you people, a red candle should be there. followed by a green candle where the actual body, this is the actual body, this green colored portion is the actual body of the candle, should be at least like should be less than the upper shadow or upper tail of the candle by at least 2 into, like if the body is of this level, the upper tail should be at least like say 2x of this body, then it would have been a very good example.
Sir, if in this same case, if it were not inverted, it was just normal hammer. Is it by call
By
or no?
you are talking about this.
Yes, yes, normal hammer. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is also a by call, but you should wait for a confirmatory another like candle to form.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, so with this, we are done with bullish reversal patterns. Like these are the patterns that tells you that now the bear run has ended up and bulls have kicked in and they will take the charge now. Similarly, there are certain cases where you will find that yes, now the bull run has ended and now it's high time for bears to charge in. Now we will be discussing what are the bearish candlestick patterns, which will help you to analyze that yes, now the stock will go down and either not to enter that trade or you can short that particular script. So give me a minute, let me clear all these things. Okay, so for bearish engulfing candlestick, I will change the time frame and then 0205. You must be wondering why I'm working only on Axis Bank, because I wanted you people to know that yes, in only a single chart you can find each and every sort of candlestick pattern. If you guys can see that this stock was in an uptrend, from here it was making a higher highs and also higher lows. So a very good example of uptrend. Now see what has happened over here. A very big red candle has formed and the level of this candle is so high that, let me change the color in order to differentiate this. See, this is the level of red candle, which is way bigger than this green candle. If such situation has arisen, if the stock was in an uptrend, a green candle followed by a red candle that is of a very good length, then you can certainly be sure that now the bears have kicked in. This pattern is known as a bearish engulfing candle pattern. An uptrend, a green candle followed by a very big red candle is known as a bearish engulfing candle. And you can see the stock went down, 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 down. Till this point over here, you have a very good example of which kind of candlestick pattern. Please let me know. We discussed it a few minutes back only. Hello, are you all here in this meeting? Okay, since the stock has gone in a downward trend, a red candle followed by a green doji type candle where the upper tail is at least double of the body, and then a green candle. This is an example of an inverted hammer, and see the stock went up. Over here, the stock was in an uptrend. The green candle is smaller than the next red candle. This is an example of a bearish engulfing candle, and you can see that the stock went down. Another example of a bearish engulfing candlestick is right here on your screen. See, the stock is in an uptrend right now. A green candle has been formed. This is the size of green candle. It has completely engulfed the previous green candle, and see how the stock performed. It gave you a very decent return. And if I'll calculate it, this is somewhere around a 4% return in a very single day. I hope I'm pretty much clear. Are you all with me till now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Guys,
Yes, sir.
please reply. Okay, so do you want me to take another example of a bearish engulfing candlestick, or are we good to go with another candlestick pattern? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so should I go and give you another example of bearish engulfing candlestick, or should I move on to another like another candlestick pattern?
Another
One more,
example.
one more example.
Okay, so this is again Axis Bank 1 hour chart. The stock is in an upward trend followed by a very big green candle, sorry, red candle, and see the stock has gone down. A very good example of a bearish engulfing candlestick. The characteristic should be the stock must be in an uptrend, a green candle followed by a red candle that is of a very good magnitude. Then you can enter the market creating a short sell position, and you can earn a good return. Are you all with me till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so thank you so much. Now we will move on to the another candlestick pattern. It is an evening star. It is somewhat similar to morning star only, but now things will change a little bit. A morning star is formed at the very low of a downward trend. The candle should be a red candle followed by a red doji type candle, then a green candle. Whereas an evening star is the stock should be in an uptrend followed by a green candle, then a green doji candle, then a red candle. You can see what the stock has done. As per traditional ways, what people do is uh, after this candle has been formed, they still wait for the next candle to form in. If it is a green candle, they won't enter the market. But as I've already told you, if after this level if a red candle is formed, then you can certainly enter the stock, creating a short sell position. Why I am telling you this is the lowest point of the green candle, if it is engulfed in the red candle and there is a certain chance of it going down below this level, you can short the particular stock. Please wait for this candlestick to form, and then you can go and short this particular stock. An upward trend, a green candle followed by a green doji type candle, then a red candle. This is a perfect example of an evening star. Are you all with me till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll take another example of this only. See, the stock is in an upward trend. Are you all with me till this? Do you also agree that this is an uptrend right now?
Yes, sir, it is.
A green candle followed by a green doji candle, then a red candle. Is this a perfect example? Forget what will happen tomorrow. If you are an intraday trader, this is a daily chart of Axis Bank. The stock was in an uptrend, followed by a green candle, a green doji candle, and then a very big red candle. A very good example of evening star. Guys, please reply.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so will you make a short sell position right now in the market? Or you will wait for a confirmatory call? Or what? In simple terms, you will wait for another red candle to form.
No, I might sell it out because it's like a evening star, right? So it is good to go like sell it out.
Ma'am, see this side. Have you
Okay,
covered
Mr. Ray.
the? Have you covered this position? This much is still
Okay.
left to be covered. So now you will
Yes, yes,
wait for a
sorry, sorry.
confirmatory call. And if you get a confirmatory call, now enter the market with a short sell position and see how well you have gained returns.
Okay, sir.
Are you all with me till now? We are almost at the verge of ending this session. I want you all to reply me with full, say, some energy. Are you all getting what I'm trying to convey you people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. Thank you so much for replying. Now we'll move on to another candlestick pattern, which is known as a hanging man. It is similar to a hammer. What was the characteristic of a hammer? A, there should be a downward trend followed by a green candle. Okay, this is not an example of a hammer. Just telling you people, the stock should be in a downward trend followed by a green candle, and the green candle should be like this, where the lower wick is greater than the body of the stock, followed by a green confirmatory call. This is an example of a hammer. Now we will tell you what a hanging man is. We'll quickly move on to 25th of November 2020. This is where you will get a hanging man. See, the stock is in an uptrend till now. Okay. Now there is a green candle followed by a red candle. This is a kind of a doji where the lower body is equal to the body, or we can say almost at least greater than the body of this candle, followed by another green red candle. Now it's the high time for you to short this particular strip, and this pattern is known as a hanging man pattern. The trend should be an upward trend, a green candle followed by a red doji candle, then again a red candle, and you short aggressively, not aggressively, but you can short this particular stock. Are you all with me till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it would have been a green doji candle, then it would be an example of an evening star. But here the doji candle is red in color. That is why we call it as a hanging man. Are you all clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you getting why I told you to have a register and a pen with you all? Because the color of candlestick matters a lot. If it would have been a green candle followed by a red candle, like green doji and followed by a red candle, this was an example of an evening star. And now if in this situation, this is a red candle, red doji candle. This is known as a hanging man. For sake of simplicity and for just in order to remember things, keep in mind whenever we hang a person, we hang it from the roof. Okay, like we hang anything on a roof. So this type of pattern will always form at the upward trend. Are you able to get my example? For those who can understand the thing in Hindi, I am repeating that किसी भी जने को अगर कहीं पे टांगा जाता है या किसी भी चीज़ को कहीं पे हम टांगते हैं, तो एक पर्टिकुलर हम कभी भी किसी भी चीज़ को नीचे नहीं टांग सकते, ऊपर ही टांगना पड़ता है. तो अगर एक स्टॉक अपवर्ड ट्रेंड में है, एक ऊंचाई पर है ऑलरेडी, और अगर ऐसा कुछ पैटर्न बन रहा है, तो इसको हम हैंगिंग मैन कहते हैं. एक तरीके से एक इंसान यहाँ पे लटक गया है, और फिर यहाँ हम ऐसे कह सकते हैं यहाँ पे बेयर्स लटक गए, बुल्स लटक चुके हैं और बुल्स को एंड कर दिया है बेयर्स ने, और नाउ बेयर्स विल टेक चार्ज एंड दे विल ब्रिंग द स्टॉक बैक. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will take another example of this just in order to understand things better. See, the stock is in an uptrend, a green candle followed by a red doji candle, now again a red candle. This is a very good example of a hanging man. Here the body is very big, but you can see that the lower tail is also very big. Are you getting me? Hello everyone, are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we will take the last example for the day, the last candlestick pattern, and we will then wrap up this session. So our last pattern will be a shooting star. This is somewhat similar to an inverted hammer. What was the characteristic of an inverted hammer? The trend should be a downward trend, followed like a green red candle, followed by a green doji type candle, then a green candle, and it is the doji type candle should be like this. The upper body, the upper tail should be bigger. Okay, so that is known as an inverted hammer. This is a very good inverted hammer. Okay, and followed by a green candle. This should be a red candle. Okay, just ignore this. But this was an example of an inverted hammer. The same thing will happen in our example 2021-0616. And see, the stock was in an uptrend, then a candle is formed over here, and you can certainly okay, let me remove this and zooming in, and now you can see that a candle is formed where the upper tail, the upper shadow
Your voice
of
is
the
breaking.
candle is okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, so I hope I'm pretty much clear now. Like my voice is clear.
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay, so see, the stock is in upward trend, a green candle followed by a red doji type candle where the upper tail or upper shadow is way bigger than the body of the candle, followed by a green candle, a red candle. Now, this is an example of an inverted hammer candle. Are you all getting my point? I'm again repeating, the trend should be an upward trend, a green candle, followed by a red doji type candle where the upper body, or sorry, the upper tail or upper shadow, upper wick should be greater than the whole body of the candle, followed by a red candle, and this is a short sell call for you. We will have the last example of this, and here we go. Let's take an example from over here. Okay, the stock was in an uptrend. Over here a red candle is there, so I would request you to ignore this just in order to understand things better. Here we have a doji type candle where the upper shadow or upper tail is bigger than the body of the candle, followed by a red candle, and you have a confirmatory call that you can go and short this script. Again over here you have an inverted hammer, and see in the next two in the next two trading sessions you have gained something more, some momentum. So this is the power of particular candlestick pattern. This is the power of your analysis that you can make on any sort of time frame, let it be 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour chart, 2 hour chart, and whatever time frame you want. I hope I'm pretty much clear and you understood what I conveyed to you. If there is any sort of confusion, please let me know. We will have a 10-minute Q&A session. So we can clear out your doubts right now only. Guys, if you have any problem, any sort of confusion, please let me know. I'm waiting. Or else you can type in chat box that yes, you are all clear.